Hey everyone, welcome back to Playcrastination Population 370, and welcome to a very exciting video. If you guys watched my update video a little bit earlier, I don't know if you'd really call it an update video, more of a where the heck is our Pokemon Moon Wonderlock. Then at the end of it, if you stuck through, you heard that I was going to be announcing our next series in another video tonight. This is that video, and so I hope you guys are excited. Drum roll, please. Drum roll. Obviously we don't need a drum roll because you can just read the title of the video, but the next series that we are going to be doing here at Playcrastination starting on January 1st in about a week is a Pokemon Fire Red EGGLOCKE. I am extremely excited. It's the first EGGLOCKE we've ever done here at Playcrastination, and I need your guys' help. Now, to quickly go over what an EGGLOCKE is, it is essentially a Nuzlocke, but instead of encountering Pokemon on routes and those encounters becoming the Pokemon that you keep in your party, you encounter the first Pokemon that you meet on a route, you catch it, and you swap it for an egg that you have preloaded into the PC in the game. And those eggs, you may be wondering where they come from. They come from you guys. This is a very interactive series with subscribers. You guys are going to play a huge part by providing me with the Pokemon that I'm going to be using throughout this playthrough, and I'm extremely excited for it. So not only is this video, the purpose of this video for announcing that, yes, in 1 week we're going to be starting an EGGLOCKE. It's also to say I need your guys' help. I need eggs from you guys. The only way that we can make this work is if you guys send me eggs. So today I'm going to show you very quickly, try to be very quickly. The first time I recorded this video was about 40 minutes. Just kidding. I'm going to try to show you guys how to make eggs. Without further ado, let's get into this. So, to start, you're going to need a couple things. The first of which is a program called ASAV. Boop. Look at it right here, ASAV version 1.27. I will leave a link in the description below to the download site. I'll either link to the page where you download it or just link to the download itself. It's a MediaFire site. You don't have to worry about viruses or anything. You just click download and it downloads no problem. And you're gonna want to not click. There'll be two versions in the file. Once you download it, you'll have to extract it with WinRAR or 7-zip or whatever you want to use. You'll have to unzip the file, but then you'll have ASAV. And in the file there'll be ASAV 1.23, and there'll just be one called ASAV. You're gonna want to double click on ASAV, and you'll get 1.27. You're also going to need a copy of the save file that we're going to be using in our Pokemon Fire Red EGGLOCKE. So if I click open here, fantastic, here it is right here. It says Fire Red EGGLOCKE, and if we download this, it is now loaded into ASAV. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on Mario's face. You're gonna have that. I'll probably upload it to Dropbox. It's just a .sav file, and I'll upload it to Dropbox. You'll download it, and then you'll do what I just did here. When you open ASAV, you will click open, and you will click on the FireRedEgglocke.sav, and it will load that save file into here. It's not really super important that you have that save file. Well, it might actually be, but we're going to be basically using this to create eggs, and then those eggs will turn into files, and you will send me those files, but we'll get into that in just a second. Something else you're going to want is you're going to want your internet browser open, and you're going to want to open Cerebi.net. You don't have to use Cerebi. You could use Bulbapedia or Pokemon Database, whatever you want. I prefer Cerebi. I like it quite a bit. And you're going to want to go over to the whatever this is, freaking RSC, RFL, it's 3rd gen. You're going to want to go to the 3rd gen Pokedex. Fantastic, right here. Fire Red Leaf, Green Gold, Silver Crystal, Ruby Sapphire Emerald. It's the 3rd gen Pokedex. It's going to be very important for us. Okay. This is going to help us make sure that our eggs are legal. So let's get back into ASAV and talk about how to make these eggs. So if you click on party, you can see I've got this lovely Bulbasaur right here. That's just the starter Pokemon I chose. It's no big deal. It's not going to affect us at all. But in this program, that is where you're going to actually create your eggs. So in this slot underneath the Bulbasaur, if you go ahead and right click and click edit, we are now going to have a Pokemon editor screen come up that is going to be where we're going to make our Pokemon. Now, when we're making our Pokemon, there are a couple rules to keep in mind, and they all kind of central. It's really a bunch of sub-rules, and there's one overarching theme or rule that you need to keep in mind. Any Pokemon, any egg that you send me must be legal. What does that mean? It means that whatever hatches out of your egg must be something that I could hatch from an egg if I tried in the game. So, for example, if we're looking at different Pokemon here that we could potentially hatch, if you wanted to, for whatever reason, send me, let's just go with the Zapdos. Could you hatch a Zapdos in-game? You cannot, unfortunately. So legendaries are off the table. Legendaries cannot be hatched from eggs. Similarly, if you wanted to send me a really dig Charizard, I do, who doesn't? So you really want me to have a Charizard? Could you send me the Charizard in the egg? Absolutely you cannot. Instead, anytime a Pokemon has any evolutions, you need to send me the earliest evolution possible. So in this case, you've got, if you really want me to have a Charizard, you do not send me an egg with a Charizard, you would send me an egg with a Charmander. So no legendaries, they have to be basic Pokemon. Those are rules 1 and 2. And the final rule is that all of their moves that they know must be legal. But we'll get into that in just a second. So let's go through an example here just to kind of walk you guys through the process. It's really not difficult, but let's pick a Pokemon that I like quite a bit. You know what? I'm a huge Feraligatr fan. Shout out to 4-star Feraligatrs. UPA Season 2 maybe coming back soon, who knows? But here we go, 4-star Feraligatrs. I love Feraligatr, so I'm going to go ahead and put him in a... Oh, wait! No, I'm not. He's a Stage 2 Pokemon, but his basic form is Totodile. So we're going to put the Totodile in the slot. That's what we're going to work on today. Name, this is where you can enter a nickname, though every time I've tried to do it, it ends up just turning into Japanese symbols, so I don't really think this works. But let's pretend it does, and we're going to just call this guy Forestel, just for funsies. And I don't think it's going to work, but we'll go ahead and put the name there. It'll probably just turn to Japanese characters anyway, but not a huge deal. You're going to check the Fateful Encounter box. You just do. I don't know why. You just do. Just listen to me when I say check the Fateful Encounter box. Next, we have the PID, the Pokemon ID box. You're going to want to click on that. Up here, there is a unique code. It's a unique Pokemon ID that's going to be given to the Pokemon that you send me. I found if you just click generate a few times, maybe 5 or so, and then just get something random. It just matters that something random is here. Click generate a few times, and you're fine. This is where you can also choose the gender of the Pokemon, male or female. There really won't be a huge, since this is only a 3rd gen game, there really aren't any evolutions, I believe, that are determined by male and or female, and since we won't be doing any breeding, male or female shouldn't really matter. For these purposes, I'm going to make the Totodile male just because. Next, we have ability. As you can see, it is grayed out for this Totodile right here. That is because Totodile can only have the ability Torrent in 3rd gen. There's no hidden abilities or anything like that. If you were breeding a Pokemon for me, if you were putting a Pokemon in an egg that does have more than one ability, this drop-down menu would allow you to choose between those abilities, choose whichever ability you want from me, and you'll be good to go. Next, we have natures. If you have no idea what natures are, don't worry, you can just pick a random one. But if you do know that they affect your stats in some ways, then maybe you want to send me a Pokemon with a nature. You maybe want to send me this Totodile with a nature that maybe I'd be happy with. So go ahead and send me a Jolly, or maybe you don't want me to be so happy and you'll send me a sassy one. I don't really care. Next we have Shiny. I've tried checking this box and hatching the Pokemon, and the Shiny almost never works. So I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or what's going on, but if you want to try to send me a Shiny, you can check this box, but if you prefer the normal sprite, then don't worry about it. This unknown box, you'll only have to worry if you're sending me an unknown, which why would you? But if you wanted to, this would let you select what shape unknown you want, or what letter, basically, A through Z. Next, we have Wurmple Evolution. If for some reason you want to send me a Wurmple, you can decide whether it will evolve into a Silcoon or a Cascoon, and therefore into a Beautifly or a Dusktox, if that's what you really want to send me. And finally, if again, for some reason you want to send me a Spinda, you can choose what its spot pattern looks like if you want. No big deal here. But the most important things here are, of course, this PID, click generate a few times, male or female, choose its ability, choose its nature. Once we're done with that, we have Friendship here. Friendship, I would suggest just leaving it 0. If it's a Pokemon that evolves via Friendship and you max it all the way out, which I believe is 255. I believe it maxes out at 255, yes. If you send this to me, if you send me an Igglybuff at 255, as soon as it levels up once, it's going to go into a Jigglypuff, which, yes, will save me some time, but also will take away some of the difficulty of trying to get that Igglybuff to a Jigglypuff, so. But if you really want to do it, you can, I'll leave this up to your discretion. You can put it at whatever you want. Held items, unfortunately, I don't think work, but if you want to try, you can anyway. The most important kind of held items would be these stones. So if you sent me a Nidoran male and you really want a Nidoking eventually, go ahead and give it the Moonstone. Again, when it actually hatches, I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep whatever item was on there, but it's always better to just put it on there and hope anyway. So if you want me to have a Clefable someday and you put a Cleffa in the egg, remember it would be a Cleffa, not a Clefairy, you'd give it the Moonstone so that someday I would have it, but I don't think it's going to work. Now, the most important button to check in the entire thing is the egg button. This is what's going to determine whether or not it actually comes out as an egg or not. And then this will change from friendship to steps. I think this just adjusts how many steps you have to walk before it will hatch. And I think it's something with the higher friendship, it'll do whatever. Doesn't really matter. You're going to want to make sure egg is checked, because if it doesn't, then whatever appears here will be the actual Pokemon itself and not an egg. You want it to be the egg, therefore check egg. Pokerest, don't worry about, go ahead and leave it 0, and these bottom ones here have to deal with contests. We're not doing contests, so you will not have to worry about these either. Let's move into stats. Now, stats, you have IVs and EVs. EVs you're going to want to go ahead and leave at 0. Effort values are things your Pokemon gets from defeating certain Pokemon in battle, and these we will accrue as we play. So don't worry about them, you can leave them at 0. It will make sure I don't have any sort of advantage. I got the hiccups. Over here, IVs, however, are something that your Pokemon are born with. So these are important to have. If you give me a Pokemon with all 0 IVs, I'm going to be in trouble. So what I would recommend doing, IVs are on a scale from 0 to 31, 31 obviously being the strongest, and they determine essentially how good your stat is. So if your stat is at 0, your attack stat would be not so great. If it's at 31, you have a huge advantage and your HP is going to look pretty good. Instead of giving me Pokemon with 31s across the board, because that would make things too easy, I recommend clicking the random button a few times and either, you know, waiting to see one of these things that you like. If you wanted to help me, so for example, let's say you want me to have a physical for Alligator, and this one has 26 attack IVs, that's pretty good. Or if you wanted me to suffer, then maybe you would go, how about 6 attack IVs? And I would be in a little bit more trouble. So you can either be nice or mean here, I do not care. Randomize it, find a set you like. This one's pretty awful all around, so we'll go with this one. You can also pay attention to the fact that down here, your hidden power is going to change. Whatever type the hidden power is going to change based on this randomization. So if you plan on giving my Pokemon hidden power, you may want to look at that when randomizing and see if you can. So if you really want me to have, you know, HP Dragon, then you may want to randomize this until we end up with an HP Dragon, which of course it's 1 in 15 odds, so I'm probably not going to find it. Let's pretend it's flying instead. Down here, level. In 3rd gen, all Pokemon hatch at level 5, so go ahead and bump this up to level 5 instead of level 1, and that is it for this tab. Now we move into moves. Moves are a bit more complicated, and this is where Cerebi is going to come in handy. So we're on the 3rd gen Pokedex, as I said, and if we click on the gold silver crystal here, we can find Totodile pretty quickly, right at the beginning. So here is its Fire Red and Leaf Green level up moveset. It begins with Scratch and Leer. It can learn Rage, Water Gun, Bite, Scary Face, Slash, Screech, and Hydro Pump. Now, breeding is a little complicated. I do have a nice little handy-dandy Bulbapedia article here about breeding, and this particular section is about passing moves down. So this is what's going to determine whether or not a move is legal. For example, this program would allow you to theoretically give my Totodile Flamethrower. There is nowhere on this list where Flamethrower could ever be a move learned by Totodile. So if you send me a Pokemon with a move that it can never learn, I can't use it, unfortunately. It's illegal. What you can send me as far as moves, so the moves you have to choose from are its Fire Red and Leaf Green level up. So any move that it starts with right here will be fine, as well as any move that it eventually learns. Because according to Bulbapedia, if both parents know a move that the baby can learn via leveling up, that Pokemon will inherit that move. So if theoretically you bred a male for Alligator with Hydro Pump and a female for Alligator with Hydro Pump, the baby would know Hydro Pump. So we could put, if we wanted to, Hydro Pump as our first move. Fantastic. Similarly with TMs and HMs, the rules in 3rd gen state that if the father, the male Pokemon that is being bred, knows a TM that the baby Pokemon can also learn, then it will, and if a baby Pokemon can learn it, then the adult Pokemon will learn it as well. So if, for example, you had a Feraligatr with Ice Beam, a male Feraligatr with Ice Beam that you bred with a female Feraligatr, then the baby could also learn Ice Beam. So we could, if we wanted to, teach this boy Ice Beam, Hydro Pump Ice Beam. So we have a level up move, we have a TM move that can be passed down. So any of these could be passed down. You can give me Iron Tail, Brick Break, Aerial Ace, whatever you think would be good. Move tutor attacks, I would recommend just avoiding these. Let's see if it says anything here about move tutor attacks. No, only in Crystal, moves that are taught by move tutor will be compatible with, it will inherit the move. So only in Crystal is this true. So in Fire Red Leaf Green, this is not true. These moves will be illegal. Do not send me a Totodile that knows Seismic Toss, unless it can also learn it down here, which I don't think it can. Any of these tutors illegal. So instead we're gonna go to egg moves. Egg moves are basically special moves that you can give your Pokemon if you breed it in a certain way. So sometimes if you breed it with other Pokemon that know these moves, the baby can learn them. So anything that has an egg move, anything that says an egg move is completely legal. So for example, we could, that'd be a great move. Let's go ahead and give Crunch to our Totodile. And you know what? I think, Dragon Claw, that is a fantastic move for a Totodile. Now we've got a weird set here. Obviously we got 2 special attacks, 2 physicals. If I was actually going to make this thing, I would probably give it Crunch, Rock Slide, Dragon Claw, and Ice Punch is a tutor attack, and you know, maybe Brick Break or something physical. But for now, this is what we're going to pretend is its moveset, and we're just going to stick with it. So when you're looking on Cerebi, these are the legal moves that you can give it. It's Fire Red Leaf Green level up. Anything on here is legal. Anything on the TM and HM attacks should be legal. And anything in egg moves. Anything extra, Hydro Cannon, avoid it. Tutor attacks, avoid it. Move tutor, avoid it. But anything in the other 3 is completely legal to give your Pokemon. And that will make sure that you don't end up with, a Thunderbolt using Totodile, which would be completely illegal, and I can't use it, unfortunately. Finally, let's finish up by going to the Met tab right here. This is just a bit of information about the Pokemon. Because you were loaded into the save file, go ahead and click import OT/ID from save, and it will import my data from that save file that you're using. Do not change any of these top 4 things, or it might mess up your egg and I might not be able to use it. These are from the save file, all of these, my gender, OT, and the trainer ID and the secret ID, so leave them the same. Language, keep at none. The game we're going to be playing is Fire Red, so go ahead and load in Fire Red. You can choose what ball you want this Totodile to be in. Let's pretend I caught it in a Master Ball. And the level Met, go ahead and put it up to 5 because we're going to be hatching at level 5. And I don't think Met location really matters because whenever we hatch it, I think it will get the Met location. But if you want to, give it, if you want to give it a Gen 1 area, then, we could perhaps pretend that we found this on Route 4. Anyway, let's go do a quick recap, make sure everything looks kosher. We have a Totodile. It is a basic Pokemon, so we're good. We have a nickname that will probably not work. You check this box. PID, generate a few times, choose your gender, choose your ability, choose your nature. I don't really know what this does. Item, you can give an item if you want to. I don't think it's going to work. Check the egg box, most important thing. And then don't worry about any of this other stuff. Go into stats, randomize the IVs a couple times, leave the EVs alone, and make sure you move this up to level 5, and the experience will alter with it, so don't worry about that. And you can, if you want to change this based on what kind of, there we go, there's Dragon. If you want me to have HP Dragon on this thing for some reason, you would randomize until you got something like that. Moves, you're going to use Cerebi.net to make sure that you only get moves that are legal. Make sure you're on this 3rd gen Pokedex, by the way. Gen 3 Dex you'll see right here. Make sure you're on that, because otherwise if you go to Gen 7 Dex, it may have legalized some new moves. First of all, some of these moves don't exist. And second of all, it's, the level up is significantly better. Some of these TMs don't exist, and some of the egg moves that it ends up having, well, it's just a bad time. Just make sure you're on the Gen 3 Dex only, and your moves won't have a problem. Here you're going to click import OTID from save, leave the top 4 fine, choose Fire Red, pick whatever ball you want, level 5, choose a route. Once you're done with that, we're going to click save, and as you can see here, bam, we have this egg. This egg is going to be the Totodile. I won't obviously know in-game what this is going to be. When I put the eggs in, I will see what it's going to be, but I'll have some way to randomize them, so I won't know what I get on any specific hatch. And so what you're going to do at this point, this is essentially data. All of the choices that we made here accumulate to a data file. And if you right-click on the egg and click export, you can save it as a data file. .pkm is a Pokemon file. So when you're saving this, go ahead and save it with the name that you gave it. For example, we call this Forestel. So go ahead and name it forestel.pkm, and bam, we now have a save file that's going to be saved wherever you just saved it on your computer. Now, the way you're going to get that to me is through email. So go ahead and pull up your email browser of choice, whatever you like, Gmail, Yahoo, I don't care. All that matters is that you email this to me. So my email is PlaycrastiNator@gmail.com, I think. Let me just double check. I'm pretty sure that's it. I'm pretty sure Playcrastination was taken. Yes, it is Playcrastinator@gmail.com. I will have it written in the description. I'll have a link, whatever, in the description so that you can see exactly what the email is. Go on there, send a new email to Playcrastinator@gmail.com, subject line FireRedEgglocke, and make sure, I'm assuming you know how to attach files to an email. If you don't, someone like Google a video, they'll show you how. Just click the attach button. It's usually a paperclip. Find the files, find forestel.pkm, attach it to that email, and send it to me. If you want to write something in the body of the email, you can. You know, if you want to wish me good luck or pray that I lose, or give me any tips and tricks, you know, you can go ahead and do that as well, and I would be happy to oblige. But with that, I think that's it. So once you email them to me, we're going to be starting this in a week, guys. On January 1st, I believe, will hopefully be the first episode. I'm pretty excited. So send me eggs as much as you can. I will accumulate as many. If I don't get a ton of eggs, I'll have to create some myself, which is, you know, mostly just going to take me a lot of time. So I don't really want to do that. And it also takes out some of the fun because I'd rather use eggs that you guys send in. So if you guys want to send in multiple eggs, if I had more subscribers, I would say, you know, you can only send in this Totodile. But since I don't have a ton of subscribers, don't have a ton of followers, if you want to send in several eggs, you know, 5, 10 eggs, whatever, you can do that. It's going to help me out. Obviously, it's only if you have time and only if you want to. Just attach all of those eggs to the same file, and I will get them sorted out. And now, if I end up having like 50 people send me 10 eggs each, obviously I can't put that many in the game, so I might have some issues there. I might have to just like pick some of yours at random, so just know that if you send me a ton of them, I might not use all of the ones that you send me. And obviously, we're not going to see all of them throughout the course of the game anyway. But anyway, that is a tutorial that went 20 minutes, which is better than 40 minutes the first time. That is a tutorial about how to make eggs in, what's this called? A-save. Oh yeah, once you're done with this, you can just exit out of it. No big deal, you can exit out of Zeraserby 2 if you don't want it. That is a tutorial about how to, I've had a Skype message, a Steam message this whole time. That was a quick tutorial about how to make eggs in A-save and send them to me. This is going to be an extremely fun egg lock, guys. But it all kind of hinges on you guys sending me eggs. I'm also sorry this video is kind of late. Obviously it's Christmas. Oh, I didn't even mention Merry Christmas, guys. Hope you guys had a fantastic holiday. Yeah, I had a late family. We had a family thing go basically until 5, and then I came home, and then I really wanted to finish Breaking Bad because I only had 2 episodes left, so I finished Breaking Bad, and now I'm finally recording this. It's gonna go up tonight. You guys essentially have a week to get me these eggs, really by Sunday, because I'd like to record it. The worst case scenario, you know, I cut it off Sunday at midnight, and I accumulate them, and I start recording Monday. And then I have to upload Monday as well. So the cutoff will be this Sunday at midnight to send me your eggs by, so mark it on your calendar. I think most people will be off school, so this is probably a decent time for you guys. If you have any questions, concerns, you're having trouble with A-save or anything like that, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll do whatever I can to try to troubleshoot and help you guys with the technical side of things. But it's not too bad, so I think you guys should be on top of this. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys are excited for this. This is, you know, this is a pseudo Christmas gift for you guys, if you will. The announcement of a new series, and a series that I think is going to be an extremely fun one if we can get it working right. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in 1 week for Pokemon Fire Red EGGLOCKE. Oh, by the way, if you waited this long, there's gonna be a twist. Hope you're excited. See you guys then.